Sports Radio Show on Hamilton Radio, My Sports Radio.
Deals and Bonds hits right high. It's a dig, and it is on the all-time home run list.
Trainer right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. The heavyweight champion is taking the mandatory 8 count, and Foreman is as poised as can be in a neutral corner.
Do the Titans have a miracle left in them? Touchdown Titans! There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle. Tennessee has pulled a miracle.
My Sports Radio. And here's your host, Sean Intel.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome. It is August 19th, another great Wednesday here on Hamilton Radio. You're listening to My Sports Radio with your boy, John Intel, and we have another action-packed show. I have my double shot energy Starbucks coffee drink here, ready to fuel the engines. We have some hot topics, and we do have the dynamic duo from Brofluent, Tom and Eric, joining me in studio today at 5 p.m. Tom has been on the show a few times. I've only been able to go head-to-head a couple times with Eric virtually. So it'll be a pleasure to have him on the show as well at the 5 p.m. hour. We have an awesome segment coming up. Awesome. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be drafting, the three of us, our own NFL teams. Snake style, okay? 5 rounds, our first 5 rounds. And what we're going to be doing is you can draft any player from any era. No one can draft the same player, so if someone takes your player, you got to have backups. And I'm curious to see where they go, who is on their top 5 list, and which positions they covet more than the rest. So it is going to be an awesome show. I'm excited to get them in here. Terry, what's going on? Anthony, what's going on, man? Happy to have you guys on. Guys and girls, we're going to start with a little bit of baseball before I get into hockey. Something I've been extremely passionate about last few years. Baseball, in my opinion and in many others, has been a stale sport, stagnant, okay? Old-timer sport. The demographics are 50 and older, right? And we have a lot of young superstars in the game with a lot of energy. And I feel that baseball, if they're not careful, can run them out of the game. And we saw it a few years ago with Yasiel Puig. There's a situation that came up the other day with Fernando Tatis, but we've been seeing this firsthand more and more. Yasiel Puig comes on the scene with the Dodgers. The guy is going nuts. He's got a huge arm, big bat. And the Dodgers are telling him, you know, you got to follow protocol. You got to follow the unwritten rules of baseball. You can't showboat. You can't do this. You can't do that. So Yasiel Puig ends up being one of the most dynamic players in the first half of the season and then falls off. Why do you think he falls off? Because he's out of his element. He's not having fun anymore. He's not vibrant. He's not energetic. So let's fast forward it a little bit. 2020 happens, okay? And this year is like the apocalypse is coming anyway, so we expected this. But Fernando Tatis, one of the up-and-coming superstars in baseball, this guy is going berserk. 100 at-bats, 11 home runs, batting .310, 28 RBIs. The guy is on pace to hit 77 home runs, 197 RBIs in a 162-game season. Just put that in your pipe and smoke it, okay? Think about this. An incident happens. They're playing the Texas Rangers. The head coach of the Padres is good friends with the head coach of the Rangers. They used to coach together, whatever. The coach on a 3-0 sign tells Tatis to hold up. And Tatis cranks his second homer of the day. Monster. 7 RBIs. Tatis says, come get some. First person to meet him at the top of the dugout, his head coach. Scolding him like a child. Makes this guy apologize in the news. Because of these unwritten rules. Let me tell you guys something. I don't know which way on the fence you sit. You like the unwritten rules. You don't like the unwritten rules. I'm going to give you the facts. Without baseball players being high energy, baseball sucks. I'm going to give you the facts. What we have now is starting pitchers going 5-6 innings, and then we have 85 relief pitchers from the 6th inning on. Matchup against matchup against matchup against matchup. By the time they're done switching pitchers, the game is 3.5 hours. And forget about if it's a Yankee-Boston game. It's 8 hours. With no excitement. None. No one's flipping bats. No one's talking. You have to round the bases a certain amount of times, or you break an unwritten rule, you're showboating. If you stare at the ball that you hit into the moon, you're showboating. If you want to hit 2-3 home runs, if you finally do something you never did before, you're showboating. You swing on 3-0, you're showboating. I want to know where the line is, where the line of demarcation is for people to actually be themselves and want to enjoy something. And this went back, now again a few years back, Jose Bautista, big moment, playoffs, Blue Jays, hits a home run, throws his bat, and the bat and the ball still haven't landed yet. They're facing the Rangers. What happens next time he sees them? Guy's going to second base. Odor slugs him in the face. Hooks off on him. It looked like he broke the poor guy's jaw. Why? Because in a big moment, he hit a walk-off home run. In a monster moment, threw the bat. I'm not a Blue Jays fan, a Rangers fan. I was standing up. I was running around. Made me want to go streaking. That's how exciting it was. But you can't do that. I got Goose Gossage coming out. Goose Gossage says in the news, in the media, there's no room for that in baseball. We never did that. Goose Gossage, shut up. Shut up. You're an idiot. And if you happen to face guys like Mike Trout, they would have let you know how much of an idiot you are. You're a fossil. Extinct. It's over. You want people to be interested in your sport? Move out of the way, Gramps. It's time for the young generation to come in and excite us. Pump us up. Make us want to watch baseball again. I'm tired of this boring stuff. To me, it gets old. It just gets old. So when I see a player like Fernando Tatis, who's the new face of baseball, come out. By the way, this guy does everything right, man. Second, third generation baseball player. His dad was a good ball player. Fernando Tatis is 2 times the ball player he is. Guys, you don't even understand who we have in this league. We have another Biggio. We have another Guerrero. We have another Bichette. We have another Tatis. Guys, these players have an opportunity to do things their parents couldn't do. Make the game exciting. That's what their parents couldn't do. And that's what they have an opportunity to do. If anyone's got an opinion on this, man, call in one way or the other. If you feel like the unwritten rules are good, call in and you can prove me wrong. 609-807-2492. Please, at any moment in time, if you feel The same way I do, let me know. If you think differently, try and convince me. But I find it hard that anyone could think anything different. Guys, the game is not exciting to watch. It's not. 75% of the time, people are striking out now. Guys are getting paid millions of dollars to bat 250 and hit 40 home runs. So if I'm going to see the guy strike out 3/4 of the time, at least the quarter of the time, let him throw the bat from the batter's box to the outfield. Let him hit a cardboard cutout, for God's sakes. Who cares? Let the man have fun. Let him be himself. By the way, we don't understand this. The majority of players now in baseball are Hispanic players. Has anyone ever seen these players play in the Dominican Republic, in Cuba, in Puerto Rico? Have you seen these players play? They do outrageous things. It's so much fun. Dude, it's a blast. When you watch them play the World Classics, these teams are amazing. They are so much fun to watch, these young men. It's because they're in the entertainment business. They're entertaining. They're playing a kid's game. So Goose Gossage and any other old fart that's sitting there complaining about it, step out of the way, or the bus is going to run you over. Enough's enough with the crap. I want to watch it. I want to be excited. I want to have a good time. Anthony, you're right, man. The game has changed, and so should the unspoken rules, brother. You're 100% right. Ziva, how are you? Casey Smith says, let's go Flyers. Casey, I got to admit, man, the Flyers are looking good, and we're going to get into that in a few short minutes, brother. We are. Absolutely, we're getting into playoff hockey, baby. And the Flyers are cooking. We'll talk about them. But, I mean, this is, guys, at a day and age now when every single thing we do is at the touch of our fingertips, right here, our cell phones, the power of the world, the universe is right here. People make headlines for the dumbest things in the world. You're telling me that I can't watch a player be excited about what he's doing? Dude, if the guy ran around the bases with a selfie stick after he hit a home run, I'd laugh hysterically. If the guy hit a walk-off home run or a moonshot, when he rounded first, the first base coach should give him a selfie stick. Let him get on Snapchat. Who cares? If you're upset about it, strike him out next time, you bum. That's how I feel about it. Enough of these, everybody gets a trophy. Everyone has to feel good about themselves. Dude, shut up. You're making millions of dollars. You make me sick. You make me sick. If you don't like it, close your eyes, plug your ears. It's crazy to me. The fact is we as fans want to see the excitement. We as fans want to be pumped up. We want to be excited, invigorated by what's going on. And that's how I feel about it, man. I want that for the Mets. We need a big guy. We need a guy who's gonna throw the bat and do something outrageous. No, instead we get Brody Van Wagenen. Idiot. And the Wilpons. We get nothing. We get last place all the time. It's crazy. And now, by the way, another topic comes up. And I want to remind everyone, if you want to call in and talk about it, you have an opinion either way, 609-807-2492. Anytime chime in today. Today's gonna be a big show. Andy Williams, what's going on? Jason Pilara, Tebow, that's true, man. To me, It's just old. And another one, I want to ask you guys a question. I'm listening to the Michael K show, and they brought up a pretty cool topic, and I want to gauge where you guys are actually at with this. If would you be a fan? Would you rather be a fan of a team that is in contention 10 years in a row that doesn't win a championship? Or would you rather be a fan of a team that wins one championship in 10 years, but the other years are terrible? Rebuilding, last place, terrible. Would you rather your team 10-year span, always in contention, but never win, but always in those big moments, or one championship in 10 years, but the other 9 are abysmal? So I thought about it a lot. Obviously, I swayed back and forth for like a day. I said to myself, man, I remember the years when the Rangers are in it every year, but couldn't win. I remember when the Cowboys were in it every year, couldn't win. They won a couple, right? The Mets couple years went to the big game. So I thought about it. Would I love my team every year, no matter what, to know that they were going to make the playoffs, no matter what? Every single year, they were in it, right? I knew before the season, man, we got a shot. Or would I take that one blissful day to capture the holy grail of any sport, but no, I'm watching rebuild for 9 years? So I thought about it, and I gotta say, man, I'm picking the championship. I feel like it's much easier for a team to get there, meaning the playoffs, than obviously it is to be the last team standing. So the chance of your team winning a championship are slim, right? Slim to none. Well, every single year, if you're counting every team in it, your team's got a what? 2.5% chance to win the championship. Don't talk about odds when it comes to how good they are. Just talk about the team, right? In general, 32 teams, 30 teams, whatever it is. So I got to say, man, I'm taking a championship and I'm watching a rebuilding. And the reason why this came about is because they talked about the Boston Red Sox. How in the last 10 years, Boston won one championship, but they were in last place, dead last 4 times. So obviously it got my gears turning, thinking about, would I rather it? And I really do think I'd rather have that chip. I mean, Terry Muller, this is a great observation. Guarantee me a Cowboys Super Bowl win, and they can be off for 10 years. They already have been off for 25. And Terry, you and I are both Cowboys fans, and you're right. Right? We keep talking about our team getting back there. But Andy Williams says, give me a seat at the table every chance he wants to be in it every year. See, this is the best part about this question. Because I don't know if there's an actual right answer for this, which is why I love it. I don't know if there's a right answer. It's harder to convince me this than it is the Fernando Tatis situation. Because I got to admit, none of my teams are in it every year, and none of my teams have won championships recently. So it's tough to say for me. Now, if I'm a Yankee fan, it's a different story. It's been a little bit since the Yankees won a championship, right? What was it? What was the last year the Yankees won a championship? It's been a few years. And, but the Yankees are winning it every year. See, here's the problem with a team like that. The Yankees are expected to win it every year. That's tough, right? And now there's the other side, the Patriots that are in it every year and presumably win it every year. So it's a tough aspect, man, to think about, but I think it's a great question, and I think people need to think about it a little harder. Which way would you really go with it? So for me, I'd rather one championship. One championship, 10 years. I'll take crap in a brown bag, lit on fire on my doorstep for the other 9. No problem. So that's where I got to lean with it. Well, Fernando Tatis, these new athletes, there's no doubt about it in my mind. We need all the guys. We need all the old guys out. Get them out. Be gone. We need the new guys in. So that's where I'm going. Ladies and gents, at the 5 p.m. hour, we got the guys from Brofluent, Tom and Eric, joining me today. We have an awesome segment lined up for you guys. Awesome segment where the 3 of us are going to draft our own franchises in the same draft. 5 rounds. Nobody can pick the same player. I'm curious to see where these guys will go, what positions they'll draft, in what order. We can't pick the same players. So if one of them draft one of my players, I have to reconfigure my draft. So I'm curious to see where they're going to go. You can pick from any year, any era. Every player is going to be in their prime. Snake style. I'm very curious to see which positions they covet over the other. So that's what we're going to get into in the 5 p.m. hour. We're going to shift this over, man, to a little bit of hockey. Let's do that hockey, baby. The NHL is rolling. Still no COVID cases. Not only is there no COVID cases, the NHL are putting protocols in place for the families to join them in the NHL bubble. Guys, could you imagine? Great news for the NHL players. First round is underway. Surprises all around. Great predictions all around. Disappointments all around. So I'm very curious to see how the first round continues to pan out. A big win today. The Lightning close out the Blue Jackets 4-1 in that series. Boston right now, first period, they're up 3-1 in this series against the Hurricanes, looking to close out the series. My pick, the Avalanche, up 3-1, looking to close out the series today against the Coyotes. The Flyers are hot. Philadelphia is for real. Philly is looking to close out the series at 8 p.m. against the Canadiens today. The Blues and Canucks tied 2-2. Big, pivotal game tonight. In an interesting series, 2 very young teams, man. Johnny Goals going up against Dallas and their young guns. Young. Studs. Flames against the Stars. The Stars are up 3-2. Islanders, Andy Williams' pick. I'm sorry, Vegas was his. Who was telling me Islanders? Jason Pilara, maybe? Who was telling me? Someone was telling me Islanders. I said Caps in 5. Andy Williams picked the Islanders. That's right. You pick Vegas, but you pick Islanders to win this series, Andy. I got to give credit where credit's due. Islanders are looking to close the series out. By the way, they could have. They were up 2-0. And they let the Capitals back in. Can't do that against the reigning Stanley Cup champs, who clearly still have a hangover. But they look to close the series out tomorrow. The Stars are looking to close the series out against the Flames in a big series there. The NHL, man. The NHL is loaded right now with a ton of excitement. And by the way, the Vegas Knights close out the Blackhawks, who had a very lackluster postseason. They shouldn't have been there anyway, but very lackluster. 4-1, an abysmal showing by the Blackhawks. Pathetic. So I'm glad they got mopped up. So Andy Williams' team is moving on. He picked Vegas. They're moving on. My Avalanche are up 3-1, looking to close it out. The Flyers are really, dude, they're real. The Flyers are for real. And I hate to say it, man, but the Flyers are for real. Hart is in between those posts, man. He is killing it. He's killing it. But I did tell you, the Avalanche were not a team to be reckoned with. And I still feel that even with the playoffs, I feel like it would still, whatever team moves on, because obviously number one and 2 seeds is a reseeding, I still think it still benefits the Avalanche moving forward. It benefits the Vegas Knights moving forward. I think the matchups will be good, but I don't foresee any of these other teams being that much of a problem for these two teams. It seems like they're on a collision course to see each other. I'm glad the Tampa Bay Lightning actually got out of the first round after what they did last year, because that was a joke. But it really does. Andy, you're 100% right, man. Collision course it is, brother. I am very curious to see what happens here. But NHL playoff hockey, nothing better. Nothing better. We're almost a third of the way through the baseball season. Things with the COVID cases are starting to kind of slow down a little bit. Cardinals back on. Obviously, the Marlins have been back on, so that's good to see. No instances in the bubble, NHL. Nothing in the NBA, which is great news. Baseball, where are we standing now? Standings. Baseball standings. Bro, is there a team that has more injuries than the Yankees but just do more with less? That team is so stacked it makes me sick to my stomach. I want to vomit. It's amazing, man. Yankees in first place by a 1.5. As we thought, the Rays are right behind them, nipping at their heels. Very surprising. Baltimore Orioles 12-12, 500, 4.5 games back. Very surprising. I thought they'd be in last. Blue Jays I thought would be in third. Red Sox I thought would be in fourth. Red Sox are 6-18. Laughing stock of baseball right now. You trade Betts, see you later. You trade Price, see you later. Sales hurt. It's bad out there. The Twins continue to be a power hitting team, plus 39. Cleveland Indians right behind them in second. The White Sox starting to come alive. Their young guns are starting to really show who they are. Detroit's awful. Royals are awful. American League West. The A's. Those tricky A's. First place 16-8. Astros 13-10. The scandal or not, they're still in it. Texas Rangers starting to fall off a little bit. I thought they would. The Angels I thought would be much, much better. 8-16, but once again, no pitching help. And it doesn't help with Shohei Ohtani going down again. There is no pitching help for that team. Seattle Mariners 7-18. We go to the National League. I'm going to do the East last. The West, we thought the Dodgers would be everything they are, plus 63 run differential on a 7-game win streak. It's crazy. The Rockies have taken a couple steps back, losing 2 in a row. They've only won 3 of their last 7. 3 of the last 10. Sorry, 3-7 last 10 games. Diamondbacks 6 in a row. Padres now 1 game above 500. I love it. The Padres are turning into my new favorite team. The Giants, obviously, still rebuilding, 9-16. We go to the Central. The Cubbies, 15-7. Nice team. Brewers, 10. Could you get a worse division than this? Listen to this crap. Second place is 10-11. Third place is 5-6, obviously, because they have 11 games in hand, the Cardinals, because of COVID. The Reds are 9-11. The Pirates are 4-15. I mean, quick math here. 14-18, 28 wins. 28 wins, and that division, second through fifth, is a combined 28 and 41. You imagine? 13 games under 500? It's awful. Awful. So the Cubs are already champions in that division. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Their percentage of making the playoffs is 96.2%. Come on, bro. 96.2%, 22 games into a 60-game season. Crazy. National League East. The Braves are who we thought they were, 14-11. Actually, I thought they'd be better. The Phillies back up to 500, 9-9. I mean, the Mets are 11-14. I don't know who the hell they are. I don't get it. -9 run differential. I just don't get what that team is doing. I'm hoping they sell that thing off quick before they could sabotage everything. Nationals 9-12. I thought they'd be better. Juan Soto's everything we thought he would be. So it looks interesting, man. Baseball is going to come down to the end. And let's see here. I'm looking to see. I want to see if there's any young prospects that have an opportunity to come up. It doesn't look like Kylie McDaniels has anything on there, or Buster Olney. I was looking to see if we were going to get any action from the prospects. Nothing yet. Bubble possibility for the playoffs for baseball should be done. It should be mandatory. To be dumb not to. Andy Williams here. He gives me a trade proposal. You get a starting pitching for the Mets and a top-level prospects at the catcher, pitching, second base, and outfield positions. You get Cano off the books, but you have to trade Alonso. So you're saying we essentially get top prospects all around, and we get rid of Cano, but we have to get rid of Pete Alonso to do it. Do I make that trade? Wow, man. That's a great question, brother. I'm saying yes. If we can get if we can retool, rebuild, I say yes. Some Mets fans may kill me. Pete Alonso had a great rookie year. It's a great piece to build around. Yes. When you're not led by the right team, you're more likely to squander that talent than you are to capitalize on it. So I'm saying you trade Alonso in there and you retool. You get a new general manager in there. You get rid of Brody. You get a new skipper in there. And and you go for it, bro. I think you rebuild. I do. I think you rebuild. I love Alonso. Listen, man, the Polar Bears are great. You know, he says all the right things. He stands for the right things. I love him, but sometimes you got to get rid of the best players to get what's best for the franchise. And if that came about, I think you'd have to trade Alonso. If you can get rid of Cano, that's you got to do it. Listen, it's not just Cano, man. I talk a lot of smack about Cano. because Cano is awful. He's aging. He really is very, very bad. Very bad. Diaz, our bullpen, is a dumpster fire. It is. Our bullpen is a dumpster fire. And we need a ton of help. So, listen. Cano on the season is having a nice season this year. I know I'm trying to look for his batting average right now. He's starting to, his average is 393. His bats, okay, his bat is back for right now. But Cano's not going to finish above 300. And he can't field. And his contract kills us. But it's Diaz. It's Diaz, man. Diaz is the real problem. Dude, we blew 20-plus games last year. 20-plus. We would have been in the postseason easy. And we're blowing games this year. Update on the scores right now. Philadelphia is losing to Boston 5-3 top of the ninth. That's tough for the Phillies. Cubs are losing to the Cardinals 6-1 in the top of the sixth. Blue Jays beat the Orioles 5-2. So, yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it, man. We have a young core, man. McNeil's great. Pete Alonso's great. I like Nimmo. I like J.D. Davis. I like Conforto. The guys love Dominic Smith, and he's been amazing. Dominic Smith has been amazing for the Mets this year. A godsend. He's a leader in the clubhouse. The guys love him, man. We got a young, but we just don't have that final piece, that big star you could plug in the middle of the lineup. That's like that guy. A Fernando Tatis of the team. And Donald Long said it best. We have no farm team talent. We don't. Brody traded it all off. Don, you're right, man. That's what I'm saying. You got to retool. We have nothing. And Terry, I said on the last show, Diaz was supposed to be the reason why they traded for Cano. What's up, Mercado? What's going on, brother? He was supposed to be. But nobody... The problem is everyone gets caught up in the what you do for me now. It's nuts. The crazy thing is the year before, Diaz had 10-plus blown saves for the Mariners. The year after, on a team that's not even in the headlines, the guy's 50-plus saves. He looks great, but he did it under nothing on the West Coast and no pressure. The Mets trade away a ton. They take Cano's contract. Dan, nice to have you listening while driving, brother. Drive safe, man. Glad you're with us here. Glad you're with us. You're a Mets fan, so I'm glad you're with us. But it's nuts, man. I'm not getting that the leadership, but like I said, it's from the top down. The Mets got to do something to rebuild that farm system. They have to do something to rebuild the farm system. They got to do something to reinvigorate that team. And if it means trading Pete Alonso, then do it. I love Pete. But we have to be able to build for the future. That's why these teams are so good. Guys, the Yankees have no players. Judge goes down. Stanton goes down. LeMahieu goes down. Okay? We're talking about some of the best hitters in all of baseball. And they plug in guys like Clint Frazier, Tyler Wade, Mike Ford, Mike Tauchman. And these guys are savages. They don't even miss Stanton and Judge. Because it's somebody else. Someone steps up. Next man up. So I don't understand how the Mets cannot do this. I know how. It's a rhetorical question, but I don't get it. You're both in New York. You're both on the biggest stage. It's incredible. You replace Judge, Stanton, LeMahieu, and you don't miss a beat. Think about that. Think about what the Yankees are replacing in their lineup. I want everyone to think about this. Aaron Judge, this year, Aaron Judge's this year. Let me pull this guy's stats up from this season. Batting .290. 9 home runs, 20 RBIs in 17 games. Guys, 9 home runs, 20 RBIs, batting .290. You're replacing that. He's hit a home run in over half of the games he's played in this season. Giancarlo Stanton, you're replacing a guy who's batting .293. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs in 14 games, 10 walks, 10 runs, and only 41 at-bats. No problem. You're replacing DJ LeMahieu, who's batting, oh my God, 411. 411. 19 games, 33% of the season, he's batting .411. You're replacing him. No problem. Guys, this is what makes teams great. When you can replace people without missing a beat. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So we got to trade Alonso if we have to. If I'm the GM. Mercado's saying he rather that than DeGrom. But rather he than DeGrom. Yeah, dude, you gotta keep DeGrom. You gotta keep the ace. You have him locked in for a team-friendly deal. Really, for an ace. Look at what Strasburg signed for in Cole. DeGrom, I feel, is better than them. Or is the same pitcher. We got him for a fraction of the cost. You got to keep DeGrom. Got to trade Pete. But they won't. They won't because I wouldn't let Brody trade anything right now. I wouldn't let that guy trade Pokemon cards right now. That guy's an idiot. He's a clown. It's beyond me how bad that guy is. Big Pat Langston, what's going on? Yes, you missed the segment. I started off with it. So you got him, man. Guys and girls, if you want to tune in, call in anytime, 609-807-2492. The viewers are climbing up right now. The listeners are climbing up right now. The show is on fire. Brofluent's going to be in the building very shortly for an awesome, fun segment that I can't wait for you guys and girls to be able to chime in on. This is going to be a great 5 p.m. hour when Eric and Tom join me to my right. It's going to be a lot of fun, very explosive. If you didn't catch it before, I was telling everybody, guys and girls, we are drafting teams, me, Tom, and Eric. 5 rounds, snake. We can draft any player in any position. We're starting a brand new franchise, the three of us. I'm starting the Intels. That's where, out of, find me in Iowa. That's where I'm going. Or maybe I'll kick the Giants and Jets out of Jersey and put a real New Jersey team. The New Jersey Intels. Brand new franchise, and I get to pick my 5 players of all time. The caveat is this. I cannot pick the same player as Tom and Eric. So if they pick one of my guys, I got to rethink my draft. I have to rethink it. And I'm excited for the boys to be joining me today. It's going to be great. We're locked and loaded. Like I said, the viewers are climbing up. The listeners are climbing up. We're on fire here. Fernando Tatis is my guy. Goose Gossage farts out dust. Jose Bautista needs to throw bats into the outfield more often. NHL's on fire. Avalanche are coming in hot. Vegas is coming in hot. Philadelphia is coming in hot. We're on fire on My Sports Radio, baby. First hour, first 47 minutes is sick. I'm glad to have everyone watching, listening right now, everywhere. My Sports Radio, my regular page, the Hamilton Radio page, Mystery Sports Reveals page. We're doing it, baby. Let's go. We're in talking Pete Alonso being traded to rebuild the farm system for the Mets. Do you trade DeGrom? Do you trade Alonso? Do you hope to God somebody in New York on the Mets gets their head out of their ass and rebuilds their team for us? By the way, let me tell you guys a little story here. Story time. My Sports Radio story time, 4:48 p.m. Eastern Time Zone with John Intel. I want to take you back to a long, long time ago, a.k.a. 2 years, when the Vegas Knights are a fresh new team. I have a friend who lives in Florida. Never watched a day of hockey in his life. Okay? Vegas Knights are a hot team, cool colors. Vegas. The whole shebang when the game starts. And he says to me, John, I'm a Vegas Knights fan, baby. Not a Panthers fan. Not a Tampa Bay Lightning fan. I'm a Vegas Knights fan. I said, okay. Why are you a Vegas Knights? He said, dude, they're good. They're awesome. Vegas Knights make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. Dude, he's on fire, man, right? He's like, we're going to win. He watches it. He gets into hockey. He loves Marc-Andre Fleury. He learns how to pronounce some hockey names. Right? He's going nuts. Calling me up. Dude, you see the Vegas Knights? AKA he watched Sports Center because, he didn't stay up to watch the game. This season, the Vegas Knights make the playoffs. I have a conversation with him. He's like, dude, I don't really know what's going on, but I think the Vegas Knights are doing good this year. I'm not even really sure. But funny part is Seattle's getting a new team here soon, the Seattle Kraken. And I'm pretty sure he's jumping ship already, and he's a Seattle Kraken fan. I want to give a shout out during story time to my man Patrick Morgan Langston out of Florida. Big Pat Langston. Big Pat Langston's like a little brother to me. Good dude. Love him. He really is. Great guy. Pat Langston's got more favorite teams than I got pairs of underwear. Let me tell you something, man. I got a lot of pairs of underwear. So Pat Langston he's the ultimate bandwagon fan. But Pat, no matter what, kid, I love you, man. And he says, go Vegas, go. And he doesn't even know who they're playing or if they advanced yet. So there's Pat Langston for you on hockey. And there's where hockey is in the heart of Americans. Someone picks a team because they're hot, and that's it. And by the way, Don, the Kraken, those jerseys look sick. They do, man. I got to be honest with you. I'm not sure if by the time the Kraken are there, the stadium will be done and there will be police to protect it at this point. But God willing, we add another hockey team and they're great. And I think the NHL should get more credit for what they're doing. Gary Bettman's doing a great job over there. NHL as a whole. And Don, I give credit where credit's due. You heard me say it. The Flyers are on fire right now. They're for real. The Islanders are on fire. They're for real. And it pains my little heart, my achy breaky heart, that I got to watch this crap without the Rangers being in it. But you got to give credit where credit's due. And they're in it, baby. And that's it. As long as you're in it, anything is possible. Just ask my man Kevin Garnett. Baseball update, bottom of the eighth, 5-3 Boston. Boston, man, on first, no outs. Top six, St. Louis has blown the doors open against the Cubbies, 9-1. St. Louis is looking to creep back to 500 after their COVID issue during the season. A lot of games kick off tonight. Cincinnati, KC, Chicago, Chicago Cubs. Oh, it's a doubleheader. Chicago Cubs, St. Louis, a home and home. Washington Nationals at Atlanta Braves. Tampa Bay at New York. Tampa Bay gives New York fits. Cleveland, Pittsburgh. Mets, Marlins. Wow, baseball, heavy baseball tonight. Cincinnati, KC, Detroit, Chicago, Milwaukee, Minnesota, Houston, Colorado, Texas, San Diego, Arizona, Oakland. Wow. Baseball is rolling. Good for them, man. I love it. Could you imagine summertime in the dog days of summer? We got crazy sports. And basketball is underway. Tell me I'm wrong. Prove it to me. Damian Lillard's not the best player in the NBA right now. Not the best player in the world. Prove it. Prove it. I dare you. No shot. My parlay crapped the bed, Andy Williams. Thank you. Whatever, man. It's the best $35 I ever lost in my life. I could have won like $1,500. Who cares? You know what I mean? I may even put in another parlay tonight. Shoot. I may look at FanDuel in a couple minutes. Damian Lillard is pulling up for three-pointers from La La Land. Okay? That guy is pulling up for three-pointers on the yellow brick road, shooting them into Emerald City. It's crazy. That guy is a beast. Dude, they're picking him up at half court. Do you see the shots this guy is making? Anthony Davis was very disappointing. By the way, I'm on FanDuels right now. I'm looking at some games here. I think I'm gonna get into this, Andy. I think I'm gonna jump into this. Oh yeah. There's some games here. Yep. Let's see. FanDuels. Let me get the degenerate segment of my sports radio out of the way. Here it comes. Let's do a little parlay again. What do you think, Andy? I'm going to go. Oh, this is tomorrow? Nah, I don't want that crap. I want tonight. Let's go baseball then. All right. Here we go. Baseball parlay. Write it down right now. Here we go. Cleveland Indians over the Pirates. I know it's going to come back to bite me right in the butt. New York Mets beating the Marlins. Atlanta Braves over the Nationals. White Sox over the Tigers. Twins over the Brewers. Dude, I'm going in. Padres over the Rangers. Dodgers over Mariners. 7-game parlay. 7. $35 to win 827. Yep, I'm in. Let's do it. Mark it down, boys. Mark it down. This is what I'm doing. 7-game parlay. 7-team parlay. $35 to win $827.63. I'm a man of mathematics. I'm a mathematician, some would say. $35 to win $827. Andy, you got it down? I'm doing it right now. I'm in. Write it down, boys and girls. Intel's going in deep. Oh yeah. The degenerate segment of My Sports Radio has just taken place. Yeah, this is bad. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, dude. I have Brofluent in the building. Oh my God. Take your seats right here. Tom sitting next to me. Eric, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Pleasure to meet you guys. Get your headsets on, get your mic ready, make sure you can hear yourselves and look pretty, sound pretty. I'm doing the degenerate segment of My Sports Radio here. I'm on FanDuel. I just did a 7-team parlay. I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm losing money as we speak.
I love that you're doing it live. That's amazing.
No, this is it's. Well, I mean, listen, it's legal in New Jersey.
Right. Yeah.
Who cares?
Right.
Who cares? Guys and girls, I have the dynamic duo from Brofluent here. I have Tom DiFilippo. I have Eric Sika. Guys, what is going on, boys?
Dude, happy to be here.
Yeah?
It's my third time now.
Third time's
I'm
a
like
charm.
a veteran out here.
He's a veteran out here. By the way, Eric's close to being a vet because, listen, Eric so eloquently was coming at my neck. But listen, no, all jokes aside, the best part about what we do, right. Is that. So I'm extremely happy to have you guys on the show today. Happy to meet you for the first time, brother.
Same here, man. Same here.
We have a lot of listeners, a lot of comments. Viewers are climbing up for the segment. Segment is great. So here it is, guys. We have a draft.
Yes, we do.
Brand new franchises. I have the New Jersey Entels, the real New Jersey team here, because we got to get the other hacks out of New Jersey, because they're not even here from New Jersey. They're from New York. Crappy teams. Get them out of here. So I'm going to put a real team in New Jersey. We'll put one of your teams in Iowa. We'll put one of your teams in Idaho, and this is how we do it. I'm gonna do this pretty little randomizer here, a program I have, right? I'm gonna put 3 of our names in. You can pick any player from any era, in their prime, any time, top 5 people to pick a franchise.
I love it.
So what I'm gonna do here is I'm typing in NFL franchise. This little randomizer here is gonna go 5 rounds. We'll do Eric, Tom, John. We're going to see how this draft goes. As I'm doing this, I want to ask your opinions. I did a hot take on Fernando Tatis earlier. Mm-hmm. Were you guys listening?
I was not.
I was in the car. I was listening
Okay.
a little bit.
All right. So I was on Chris Carlin's show last night, right? And he was asking opinions about how we feel about it. Guys like Goose Gossage, these guys, dude, if I hear one more of these old men cry, I'm going to lose it.
I saw one thing on Twitter. It said, if another old white guy is talking about a unwritten rule in baseball, I'm going to lose my mind.
No, I'm telling you. Bro, listen, you know what's bad about it? Is that if a player hits a moonshot, right, and he trots around the bases and takes his time, he's showing somebody up. Maybe he's waiting for the ball to land, like the rest of us, you idiot. So how do you guys feel about that, Tom? I'll let you say you're the veteran here.
Yeah.
I'll let you start out. How do you feel about it? You like these unwritten rules, or you want them to change?
No. Normally in other sports, like in the NBA, you don't take a shot when you have the lead with the ball, right? That's a rule I understand. In baseball, if it's a 3-0 count, I didn't even know this was a rule that, if we're up 5 or 6 and it's 3-0 count, maybe I should just take this one. That never even crossed my mind. No, if I have a chance to hit a grand slam, my RBIs go up, my home runs go up, my average goes up, I'm going to do it. Why would I not do it? And then once I saw all the managers, even his own manager coming out and saying, "Oh, you shouldn't do that." Come on.
I know.
What are you doing?
It's a joke.
Just put your players down. That's the way to do it.
That's it.
And he's on fire right now.
It's crazy. How do you feel about it, Eric?
I mean, I agree with Tom. I haven't been the biggest baseball guy recently because of stuff like that. Like, when it comes down to it, these unwritten rules are what's getting in the way.
Terrible.
Like, don't swing on a 3-0 count? Like, why?
Never heard of that. I've
Give
never
me a
heard
reason.
of that.
By the way, what's even worse, if he swings and hits a home run, his coach gets mad at him. Listen, I'm outrageous. Okay, so for me, if I'm the player, I would stare my coach down.
Right.
I'd be like, "Shut up! I know what I'm doing. I'm Fernando freaking Tatis." We got a phone call. I don't even know what this phone call is, but we'll let him in. Who do we have on the line before we get into our segment here?
You've got your other co-host sitting on the line.
We're in trouble, guys.
Good old Terry Muller.
Terry Muller, listen. I'm interested. Are you calling about Fernando Tatis? You're calling about the NFL segment we haven't jumped into yet.
Oh, I'm calling for both.
Okay, so hold on, Terry. Hold on. The NFL draft is going as such. Tom, you have number 1 overall pick.
Thank you.
I have number 2. Eric, you have 3, and we have the wraparound. Okay, so we go snake. So do me a favor, Terry. Give me your take.
Yes, sir.
Give me your take on the Fernando Tatis. But while you're on the line, I'm gonna have you be our resident Mel Kiper. And what you can do is after each round, don't tell us who you'd pick because I don't want you giving my picks or someone else's picks away because I'd have to stab you. Okay. And just give us what your opinions are on our first picks. But how do you feel about the Fernando Tatis situation?
If you can hit it, swing. Very simple.
That's crazy. Mind blowing.
Right.
Mind blowing.
He's right.
Mind blowing.
Right.
Mind blowing. Wow.
I am tired of watching people who are pros. Okay, and you're a kid in little league. You're coming up, high school. All right, you know what? You don't want to run up the score on guys. You don't need that. You won. You know you're going to win. You're a pro. Stop them. That's my theory. Plain and simple.
You just dropped rocket science on us. Wow. It's by the way, I think you solved equals MC squared right on the radio. Terry, it's incredible.
This ain't a hard theory. You're a pro. Listen, if you 3-0, forget your unwritten rules. If your unwritten rules matter that much to you, write them down. Not hard.
It's nuts. So here we go. First up, let me get my spreadsheet because I am a man of spreadsheets. So let me get
yeah, we know this. This isn't a secret.
So
This
we
is
have
a stack guy
We have
over here.
Tom, John, we have Eric, we have Mel Terry Kiper Jr. on the line. So go ahead, Tom. Number 1 overall pick in the Iowa DeFilippos. Go ahead. Where are you going?
The Iowa DeFilippos select, which is one hurts me because I'm a Colts fan, but TB12, Mr. Tom Brady.
Wow. Thank goodness you picked him because I'm going Peyton Manning, number 1 overall.
This is what coming in. I was like, I'm probably not going to get the first. Being a Colts fan, Peyton Manning was going to be my next
Thank God. I'm not. I had a backup plan, but I'm very grateful. Eric, you got 2 picks, man.
Hey, well, I was called a millennial last time we were talking on the show.
You are.
So
Maybe younger than one.
We're bringing in old heads. Joe Montana.
Okay.
Okay.
Joe Montana. So Mel Kiper, after the first round, which pick would you have gone with here out of these?
Of the 3.
Of the three. Well, there's only three on the board. Where would you?
Of the three, I'm taking Tom Brady.
Thank
all
you,
day.
sir.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. So what
I
I'm
like you.
So what I'm gonna do here, I don't. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put a little ... M in the first round next to your pick, Tom, as that is Mel Kiper's pick.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, listen, Mel Kiper has a theory here. When this is all over, I'm going to give you what would be my top 5.
I like it.
Ooh, I like
Okay.
it.
I love it. All
I'm
right.
okay with it.
So go ahead, Eric.
Since
You're
I'm not in, I'll grade it and I'll give you my thoughts too.
okay. I like it, bro. Go ahead, Eric.
good.
Start us out second round.
The best football player to ever touch the defensive side of the ball, Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
Your
I wanted him.
your mom, Eric. Your mom. Damn it.
I wanted him too. I wanted him, yeah.
Okay. Lawrence Taylor, phenomenal pick, but I have a backup plan. Reggie White.
Ooh,
That's fine.
Like that.
Okay.
That's fine because my guy I'm still looking for is still, and that's Mr. Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders.
Oh, I got Tom Brady and Barry Sanders.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, Mel Kiper. Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, Barry Sanders in the second round. Where are you?
Boy, that is tough, but knowing who I have on my list of my 5, boy, Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence
Yeah,
Taylor.
I knew-
Wow.
Appreciate you.
I knew he was
Okay.
going there.
Okay. He goes Lawrence Taylor. I like it. So I'm in the middle, and I have yet to have a Mel Kiper pick. It's okay. His opinion doesn't matter to me anyway. Tom, you're up now on the wraparound. Third pick, brother. Go ahead.
The best wide receiver of all time, Mr. Jerry Rice.
Wow. He goes all offense. Next on my list, I'm continuing with the defensive trend, and I'm going with the best cornerback of all time, Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
That was my pick. You got me there.
Okay, Eric.
Well, it's not your pick now.
No,
Right.
sir.
He's right. He's right.
You're right, Mel.
All right.
He's got to reconfigure his board. By the way, so did I.
Yeah.
Hey. Well, I got a backup plan anyway.
Okay.
We're gonna go with a Mr. Jim Brown.
Jim Brown, running back, one of the greatest to ever do
Yep,
it.
no doubt.
Okay, Mel Kiper, tell us how you feel. Third round, Jerry Rice, Deion Sanders, Jim Brown.
All right, Mr. Intel, because you were so upset that you were spurned off the board the first 2
See how I got
times.
him?
Not that I'm upset at the Jerry Rice pick. It is a great pick. It is just too high. So I have to go with Deion Sanders there.
That's fine.
Okay, we each have a Mel Kiper's pick. We have a Mel Kiper's token. We're going to Eric back on the wraparound. Where are you going fourth round?
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss. By the way, not even on my list. No, he's not. I'm going. If you don't go Lawrence Taylor,
Oop, don't take my guy. Don't do it,
you
John.
go Ray Lewis.
You.
Now picture this, boys.
You did it to me.
Picture this. The greatest defensive end, arguably, of all time, Reggie White. The greatest covering cornerback of all time, Deion Sanders. And probably the second best linebacker ever in Ray Lewis on the same defense. And by the way, so you guys
And
know,
don't forget Ed Reed on the way out.
by the way, defense wins championships. Go ahead, Tom.
I was going for Ray Lewis next, so you took him, which is okay.
Yep.
Because now I got a backup plan. I don't love it, but that's the way drafts work, right?
Yep.
I'm going, rest in peace to my man, Junior Seau.
Junior Seau. I like that.
Ooh.
Okay.
I like that. By the way, listen.
12 Pro Bowls.
Ed,
Yep. I love Junior Seau. One of the best to ever do it.
Yep.
I think there was other linebackers you could have taken there. Good choice. I think there's other ones you could have taken there. Fourth round, Mel Kiper, Junior Seau, his first defensive pick, Ray Lewis or Randy Moss with Joe Montana, Jim Brown, and Randy Moss on that offense. Very formidable offense. I like it. How do you grade this one, Mel Kiper? Who takes the win here?
All right. This is who takes the win, and it's very easy for me. Because the way I grade and the way I do things, Lawrence Taylor would have been my second pick. Ray Lewis was my backup second pick. And Ray Lewis is most certainly in this question all
Awesome.
day.
Okay, my next pick is gonna blow everybody away.
Brandon Jacobs.
It's gonna blow
If it's
everybody
Brandon
away.
Jacobs, you lose.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, boys. I'm an owner, and I'm
Okay.
thinking my franchise, right? So with that being said, Tom, 5th round, go ahead.
I'm going to go back to offense just to go one defensive player. I'm going with one of my favorite wide receivers of all time, Mr. Terrell Owens.
I love that.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
So let me get this straight. You have Tom Brady, Barry Sanders, Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, guess who I'm taking as my 5th overall pick? Back to the offensive side. But I don't need all those flashy weapons. You know what I need? The greatest lineman ever to protect the blind
Here we
side
go.
of my quarterback.
Here we go.
Larry Allen, left tackle, to protect 11-time Pro Bowler, 3-time Super Bowl champion, to protect Peyton Manning so he can get the ball off. Because, by the way, Peyton Manning can do more with less than anybody else in the history of the sport.
That's the truth.
He's had running backs like Edgerrin James,
Who's good?
who was good. But, by the way, Edgerrin James,
Right.
you know, but what he had was great linemen to protect him so he can get the ball off and calculate, make Dallas Clark look great, Reggie Wayne look great, Marvin Harrison look great, Edgerrin James. He needed time, and he got it. And Larry Allen is going to be my franchise left tackle to protect Peyton Manning for the next 14 years.
Listen, I like your style. I wasn't thinking lineman, but I like it.
Eric, go ahead. By the way, the Jaguars, with their first overall pick in their inaugural season, took Tony Baselli. So go ahead, Eric. Thank you.
We had the same idea, and I thought you took my guy, but you didn't because you overlooked the real greatest left tackle in history,
I probably have him on my list. Go ahead.
Anthony Munoz.
That's crazy. I didn't have him on my list.
I
I'm
like
now
it, Zeke.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm
him or
disappointed.
Jonathan Ogden,
'Cause
I
you
would've
could have
tipped.
gone over the top of Larry Allen. You had the chance. You failed.
Yep. So, by the way, I had 3 players. I had 3 players over him, and which include Jonathan Ogden. It included Orlando Pace. It included Steve Hutchinson. And by the way, I had Larry Allen on my list. And Tony Baselli was another one. So there was a lot of guys there that you could have went with. And Anthony Munoz, a great homage to past guys that deserved it. Great homage. And he deserves to be on the list of greatest offensive linemen of all time, no doubt. But I can't put him
But he's
above
not.
these
He's
guys.
not in the top 2.
No, I can't put him there. Who do you have? Terry, so 5th round, who do you have winning this round?
Read me the draft picks one more time.
Terrell
I think
Owens.
I know the answer. but
Terrell Owens,
One more
Terrell Owens, Larry Allen, Anthony Munoz.
Okay. Listen, why is Terrell Owens even on this list?
No
why
idea.
is he even an
No
option?
idea.
Okay,
I
Larry,
don't like
Larry
that.
No
Allen
idea.
is the answer
Terrell-
to this question.
Larry Allen's the answer. Yeah, by the way,
My
so
man Terrell
Yeah,
Owens
can we
did
talk
it
about
all.
Terrell Owens?
you can talk about him.
Carried a
Terrell
team with a
Owens-
broken
listen,
leg.
Listen, T.O. is an all-time great receiver, but he doesn't even belong in the spot
He doesn't.
drafted in the
He
top
doesn't.
5 of anyone's top 15
Isn't-
list of
He
all
doesn't.
time.
Out of all the wide receivers, you don't want me to dive into stats, do you?
Listen.
out of all
We
the wide
could.
receivers,
Listen, it's my 5.
out
That's
of
what I'm
all
saying.
the
You
wide
know what I mean?
receivers that you could have put on this list, he has the most drop passes all time.
He
You got-
also is the only receiver to have 1,000 yards for every single team he has played for.
Great.
And he has played for a lot of
Really?
teams and
And
a lot of
Where's
bad
Antonio
quarterbacks.
Brown on that list?
By the way,
Antonio Brown's only played with the
Last
Steelers.
year doesn't count because he didn't play enough games.
Well,
But-
Antonio Brown's only
I
played
would
with the Steelers.
100% take Antonio Brown over Terrell Owens.
Oh
And-
my god.
And by the way, you're
Have you
missing
guys
the
seen-
guy-
have you
by the
seen
way,
AB? Have you seen him lately?
Have you seen? No, no. Have you seen Terrell Owens? But I'm just saying. Have you guys?
Ed Johnson, I would take over T.O.
Larry Fitzgerald.
These guys
you
rather
wouldn't
than
take,
mine.
You wouldn't take Larry
No,
Fitzgerald. over-
no.
You're
no,
sick.
No. No, I know
Larry's
you
a
love
combo.
Fitzgerald
Larry is a
took over
combo.
T.O.
I know
I'll
you love
admit that.
Larry, but no, he's not the freak that T.O. was.
First of all, I'm taking guys like Lynn Swan over him.
know
I'm
that.
taking Michael Irvin over him.
I'm not taking Michael Irvin
No.
over him.
Oh,
That's
man.
close.
you guys are being
That's close.
crazy.
You guys
All
are
that-
shot.
Being a Cowboys fan, I'm shocked you're doing
Dude,
this right now.
you are shot. You're shot.
Bro, what?
Bro, when you said Terrell Owens, I knew this team was a joke.
Oh my god.
And by the way, listen,
we got ticket sales. We're running up and down the field.
Can we
Get
name
outta
some
here.
of the quarterbacks Terrell Owens played with, though? Like, we're talking about Jeff Garcia, Donovan McNabb. Like,
McNabb was good.
we're talking about good
Donovan
quarterbacks,
McNabb
but
was
not to
great
the
for a decade. Donovan McNabb is borderline Hall of Famer.
Is he in the
Absolutely.
conversation with Ben Roethlisberger? For Antonio Brown, or is he in the
Donovan McNabb is
conversation
better.
with Troy Aikman for the Dallas Cowboys
By
and
the
Michael
way,
Irvin?
by the way, McNabb is very comparable to Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger had a very,
I
very
would
bad
take
Super Bowls,
McNabb
if you
over
remember.
Roethlisberger all day long.
Bad.
Well, I don't see any
epically
rings on
bad.
Donovan's finger.
I don't either, but I don't see any rings on any Philadelphia Eagles fingers except for the one from just a couple years ago. Dude, they never won a Super Bowl in their whole entire franchise. Randall Cunningham, Jaws, McNabb, Vic. It doesn't matter. Dude, all of these guys that came, they went. It took big, explicit Nick Foles, okay,
Agreed.
to win
Yes.
win a championship. So all I'm saying is that Donovan McNabb was probably overall the best Eagles quarterback they've ever had. Yards, completions. The guy never went down. He was a thorn in the heel of Cowboys fans for years. This guy,
Oh my God!
this guy
I
was a
hated him. I lived
linebacker.
just north of PA. It sucked dealing with him. It was awful.
It was because the guy just made plays happen, and they couldn't get over the hump. Unfortunately, listen, we all know how it works, dude. No matter who you like, we all had to play the Patriots, right? Like no matter what.
I had to play him twice
Four
a year.
NFC title games in a row. You
That's
can't
it.
tell me the guy wasn't great.
It's not that Donovan McNabb's not a great
No, he's
quarterback.
great.
I think it's just that Donovan McNabb is not a Hall of Fame quarterback like Troy Aikman and Ben Roethlisberger and other guys that we've talked about.
borderline. I'd put him
He's
ahead of a lot of guys in the
borderline.
race.
He's borderline.
He's borderline. But
He's
by the way,
borderline.
if you like as a Cowboy fan, if you look at numbers alone, stats, Tony Romo is actually twice the quarterback that Troy Aikman is, stats wise. He owns
Don't get me started. Oh,
Different
please
league,
don't
he
get
owns
me started.
every
Please don't.
statistical.
Please
and
don't. I will go on rants.
Different
The ultimate
league.
Tony Romo defender of all time. Please don't.
you,
Please don't.
I'm a big Tony. Listen, Tony Romo's my guy. But
Wait, so real quick, Big Ben. Who quarterback was? Oh, Don McNabb or Big Ben?
I think it's Big Ben clearly.
McNabb.
I think it's Big Ben clearly,
Nah,
right?
McNabb.
No,
I
it's
don't
Big
think
Ben.
Whoa.
I don't think
Okay.
so. I think
More mobile.
dude. I think Roethlisberger's got many more interceptions than McNabb does. I'll look it up. But if I had to guess, I would say that Donovan McNabb during his career. Let's see.
Eric, we got to talk to these boys.
Let's see.
I can get with the interception stuff, but
Yeah,
my
yeah.
thing is then how much do you take away from Brett Favre's greatness? Because he turned the ball over like it was his
By the
job
way,
a lot.
I will never have Brett Favre on
But
any
that
top
was
10
his
list.
job.
Okay,
He
then
declared-
then-
Brett Favre
Then that's your
declared
style.
he was
Yeah,
then that's your style, and
that's
we're
your
going to
style.
disagree on that.
I'll never have Brett Favre on any top 10 list because Brett Favre to me, and it held true with like the ultimate gunslinger. Brett Favre to me, the epitome of who Brett Favre was when his dad passed and he came out and threw the 4 or 5 touchdown game and just launched the ball. For me, that's who Brett Favre was.
Right.
I never expected Brett Favre to be the guy that was going to methodically pick people apart. I always envisioned Brett Favre to be the guy who eventually was going to make big plays.
Okay,
Right?
I respect that.
So that's how I always felt as a Brett Favre fan. And by the way, I'm a Brett Favre fan because I feel like Brett Favre is one of those pure, passionate guys, right? Like anytime you watched him, you felt Brett Favre was just like there to really play for the game.
Yeah.
Right.
And it didn't matter. Towards the end of the season, I thought Brett Favre overstayed his welcome in the NFL, period. Doing the holdout and the I'm not sure if I'm going to retire or play, holding the team hostage, then going to play for Minnesota, then going to play for the Jets. It was a little bit much for me.
I agree.
Yeah.
But, so listen, Mel Kiper,
Fair.
you have our teams now.
Yes, sir.
Who would your top 5 picks be? Go ahead.
All right. So I am slightly disappointed in you guys. No one decided to fall back a hair and take the QB second. I had these two guys as my absolute number ones, QB-wise. Mahomes and Steve Young. I would take either one all day.
A little early,
On
no?
the Mahomes, yeah, a little early on the
Steve Young.
Mahomes.
I don't think you could be Mel
I
Kiper.
feel might be a little early, but look what you've seen. And if you're basing it on what you know, the guy's revolutionary.
So if he
And no one
retired,
can argue Steve Young was revolutionary.
So- my only question to that would be: so if he retired tomorrow, we're putting him as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Yes.
I'm not putting him as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I'm starting a franchise. Who do I want?
Okay, so fair.
Okay.
So fair. But listen, I got to ask you
It's
something.
interesting.
So you have 5 picks. Brady,
I had
Manning,
5 picks.
Montana off the board. So you're saying, you know what? I'm going to wait till later to take Mahomes and Young. Let's say you drafted him 5th round now because you were the 4th guy and you're like, screw it. They all took QBs. Now I can wait. Who are your other
Right.
4 picks then?
Okay. So you guys hit the nail on the head with the linebackers. Okay. Lawrence Taylor and Ray Lewis, top 2, all day.
No
Okay.
debate. That's fine.
Agreed.
All right. That 3rd round, you all missed out. Darrell Revis and Ronnie Lott.
See, I wanted to take Revis because I'm a Jets fan, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, come on.
Compared to who's on this list, it's
Bro.
just
Mel Kiper, let me tell you something.
Yeah, but
We haven't had that talk.
Ronnie Lott's good, too.
I'm looking at how do I build a team. What's my value?
Look, if you're on simulcast, just look at my face. Stop,
Yep.
bro. Let me tell you something. You're taking Ronnie Lott and Darrell Revis. Do you know who you're leaving out there right now? You're talking.
There's a lot of
You're
people out there.
talking guys.
There's a lot out there,
You're
but I'm
talking
building a
guys
team.
like Ed. Yeah, I know. I know. We're talking guys like Ed Reed, bro. We're talking guys like Charles Woodson. We're talking guys like
All
Troy
right,
Polamalu,
I'm
Rod
going to call
Woodson.
time right there on you.
What?
This is where we disagree. There is no team in the world that was building a team and said, you know what we need up front? A big safety. No one has ever. This is why Jamal Adams has been traded to Seattle, because safeties don't build teams.
Oh, is that why he got traded?
oh.
Is that why he got traded? Or is it because he ran his mouth? Is that why he got traded, Terry? Come on, man.
Do you think Jamal Adams is the piece the Jets need to get over the hump?
No, but if
They
you
just traded him
But it might
more
be for the
pieces.
Seahawks.
it very well might be for a team like the Seahawks. By the way, every game,
Right,
every team that's won championships had a great safety. And see, you're
We said this a
failing-
couple weeks ago.
100% agree with that statement.
You're failing
But
to
they
remember.
are not the pieces that you build around. They're the pieces that finish it off. Charles Woodson, prime example. He wasn't the guy. He was the reason.
Bro,
There's a difference between the two.
But I think
said
we've
you're
seen
building a
we've seen
team.
teams with shutdown quarters not win with them.
Yeah.
Like the Jets and Darrell Revis is a prime example. That defense is
Yeah,
low key a
but the Jets had
historic
Darrell
defense.
Revis and no one else.
But I'm saying you're waiting on a quarterback and you're taking Darrell Revis
No,
ahead, which
no,
is
no, I
exactly
would've
what the
taken
Jets
Mahomes
did,
and Young
and that's
one.
what our problem
I
was
would've
as a
taken-
Jets fan.
I would have taken Taylor or Lewis 2, Revis or Ronnie Lott 3. Okay, yeah, that's my opinion. You're getting my opinion.
I understand.
Fair.
No, I
Fair.
understand.
No.
Fair.
You're
We
entitled
like it.
to
We just
it.
got to argue it.
Fair. By the way, Madden ratings, your team is a 62.
So, 4, I went running back, and I took 2 of the greats, Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders, whichever one you want. Pick one.
I mean, Emmitt Smith,
Smith
obviously.
left, yeah.
Listen.
I think we all slept on Walter
Right.
Payton too.
No, I thought
He was there.
He
I
was
thought
there.
Walter
Yeah.
Payton. I thought Gail Sayers. I
Right,
thought, by the way,
there's
Bo
probably 10 you
Jackson.
could have picked.
Ooh.
So for me, I had a lot, and I had them.
that.
I had a lot. But here's the problem, guys. We've seen a lot of great running backs in the history of the NFL. You know what we haven't seen? Them last very long when there's nobody to block.
This is true.
Agreed.
So the fact of the matter is without those anchors, that's why you're talking franchise. That's why the Cowboys were able to rebuild their team over recent years, because they drafted 5 years in a row offensive linemen somewhere in the top 2 rounds. Right? So
I agree with that.
without that guy, and that's why a franchise like the Jaguars took a Tony Baselli first overall, because the fact of the matter is when you have a franchise that you have a team that knows. Look at why the Giants and the latter half of Eli Manning's career was as it was. The guy was seeing ghosts because no one could block for him.
Right.
They took Eric Flowers and he was a bad pick, therefore he was getting sacked. Right? When teams can't when guys cannot get protection, they get their ass kicked.
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter is
All day.
all day.
Ask what's the other Carr? David Carr?
David
Card, yeah.
I mean, listen, he went to the Texans and he didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
The poor kid didn't have a chance. But we see it all the time. Andrew Luck's career is short because the first couple years of his career is running for his life.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson is a victim of this. His line sucks.
Oh, yeah. big
Sam
time,
Darnold
big
currently.
time.
Sam Darnold currently. The guy literally said in the middle of a game he's seeing ghosts. There's a reason. Because they have no line. Dude, it's a difference when Mangold is protecting your quarterback.
And
you,
DeBrickashaw Ferguson and Alan Faneca and guys like that.
Thank
Right.
you, man. So you say
Well-
that's why for me on your top 5 list, you have to go a premier cornerstone offensive lineman that protects the
Well,
blind side.
That's why my 5 would have been Larry Allen or Bruce Matthews, which you all forgot about.
No, Bruce Matthews.
Bruce Matthews
he's
is
great.
good.
I awesome. Okay, whatever. Bro, listen, dude, any cornerstone
Yeah.
Lineman you can
whatever.
talk about.
Yeah,
Right.
dude, we could have went Jeff Saturday as a center with Peyton
Shout out to the
Manning.
Colts.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So we-
Good old
you know,
Jeff Saturday, right?
We there's a bunch of great guys out there that we could have went with. For me, I know that when Larry Allen was protecting Troy Aikman's blind side,
Nobody was getting to him.
Nobody was getting to him. Troy
And he'd
Aikman's
take a penalty. He'd take a nasty penalty to prevent him from getting hit
correct.
all day.
And Troy Aikman's career was cut short because, his guys started getting injured and he didn't have linemen to protect them, and he started getting concussions and back surgeries and everything. I'm very surprised. One thing though, Eric, I'm surprised we didn't see Nick Chubb on his list.
Nick Chubb. See,
no Nick Chubb.
If I saw Nick Chubb on this list, you would have just failed off right. I would have just zeroed.
I
you
would have
out.
deserved that. I would have deserved
No, but
that
I
if
mean-
he came that early.
Jim
Jim Brown.
I thought for sure you meant Nick Chubb Browns.
Close. Close. See, I still like Nick Chubb, though. And I know we've gone back and forth on this a few times. But to me, I tried to think of that as if I were Nick Chubb. If I just put in all this work, if I'm in my second year in the league, I was the second leading rusher in the NFL, and you're going to tell me a guy that hasn't run for 900 yards, I can't hold his jockstrap?
Can't.
That was the thing that got me. It's not that he's better, because
By the way-
Alvin's a more talented back. But when it comes to being a running back, I like Nick.
By the way, this is exactly why you're a millennial. Because you're worried about someone's feelings. I tried to be Nick Chubb and pretend like I cared about his feelings. So, Eric, listen, this is how it goes. Nick Chubb is not a top 5 running back. Nick Chubb is a top 10 running back.
15 running back.
Okay.
Ooh,
Top 10,
15's
top
late.
10,
You
top
can
10,
you can
top
name
10.
you can honestly name 14 running backs better than Nick Chubb.
Let me go into the NFL list because it's very tough to do off top of our
Listen.
head.
Yeah, I don't know
Let's go down
about
the list.
14 guys.
Timeout. Here we go. I'm just going to go team by team, and let's see if they have a running back that we can emphatically name over Nick Chubb. We may not. So let's just see. Okay.
fine.
I'm going to start with the NFC
Guys
West.
you trust with the ball more than Nick Chubb.
Okay. NFC West. Seahawks, 49ers, Rams, and Cardinals. I don't think anyone in that division. There's no
The Nick Chubb.
Drake. There's no Kenyon Drake.
Drake,
Not
Carson.
Nobody surprises
Yeah,
me.
no.
Okay.
Most certainly.
Mostert,
Now that Kenny
nobody.
Drake's moved, I would take Kenyon Drake. Now that he's out of Miami, I'd
yes.
take him.
Okay. Pass on that. So NFC South. I think the panel up here would say you need a COVID test. The Falcons, I would say Todd Gurley still. Yes.
Yes.
If he's healthy, if he's
okay.
healthy, if
If
he's
we're-
healthy.
yeah.
Yes. Todd
Assuming
Gurley,
health.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
Yes.
Alvin Kamara.
Absolutely.
Convo.
N-
Yeah.
Nobody on the Bucks currently.
Nobody in the
No.
box.
Okay. NFC North. Do we go David Montgomery over?
No.
Either way, it doesn't matter. to
Okay.
me.
No, I would take Nick Chubb.
50-50. I'll give him that
I'll
one.
take
I'll
Chubb.
give him Nick Chubb. I'll leave him off. Dalvin Cook, yes.
Dalvin Cook,
and
yes.
Aaron Jones, yes. Okay, so we're at 5.
I don't know about Aaron Jones because Aaron Jones, I've only seen 1 year of it, and I know Nick Chubb's only 2 years of it, but Aaron Jones is still a combo because I also don't see it in between the tackles, and I think he also benefits from being in Green Bay a lot. It's not a knock to him. He's in the conversation, but ahead of Nick
your
is hard.
Argument is valid, but I still go the other way and take Aaron Jones. But okay.
So Aaron
It's
Jones.
close. It's
Aaron
close.
Jones has been in the league 3 years. He's really been a starter only one.
Led the
Okay.
league in touchdowns.
And 16 touchdowns this year, 1,084 yards. And by the way, I'm a big receiving guy. 500 yards receiving, 49 receptions. Another 3. What
That's
do we
only 200 more yards than Nick, though. Nick had 300. And Nick's not really a pass catcher.
By the way, in an offense with Aaron Rodgers. Very tough to do when Aaron Rodgers is throwing the ball a lot.
True.
Because he gets his stats. So run. That's why running backs have traditionally not been successful with Aaron Jones with Aaron Rodgers because they don't run. They don't run.
Mm-hmm.
That's been the biggest knock on the Packers. You know, it's Aaron Rodgers just has to throw all the freaking time.
Of course.
Right? So they never build up a line conducive to a positive atmosphere for a running back. But I do
Yeah,
understand.
that's a debate.
I'll say
But
it's
I do
not
understand.
definitive.
But I would take so we'll go with 5 just to see because I don't think we'll get to 15 either. So you know.
Right.
NFC East, you're definitely taking Zeke. You're definitely taking Saquon.
Saquon.
I wouldn't take Miles Sanders.
Not
over
yet.
Nick.
Not
No,
yet.
not
Maybe in the
yet.
future.
And
but
there's
not yet,
nobody
no,
in
no,
Washington after Geis is gone. Okay.
He's done. He's finished.
Now here's the thing: Devin Singletary popped up and emerged as a big back in Buffalo. He had a great year.
Not yet, though.
Okay. Miami Dolphins.
I would take him.
You would take him. Okay. New England Patriots, nobody.
No.
New York Jets, Le'Veon Bell. I take.
Le'Veon, yes.
Take Le'Veon.
Okay, so we're at 8. Baltimore Ravens, they have a plethora of running backs.
And Mark Ingram's a combo, too, but that's also something where it's... how can I argue with 1,500 yards last season?
Okay, it's fair. I would, when healthy, because he's shown he can do it, I would actually take Mixon over Nick Chubb. I love the way Mixon
I like
is.
Mixon.
So I would have 9. I wouldn't take anybody on the Steelers. Connors cannot stay healthy. I don't know what Benny Snell's going to be like. He seemed like he did pretty well, but we can't say. So we're at 9. No, Houston Texans, we don't know what David Johnson we're going to get.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can't say. Colts, no.
Marlon Mack is a good back, but not
Not
better
yet.
though.
There.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, you take Fournette?
No.
No.
Leonard Fournette
Too
is...
much
I
of
think
a.
Fournette.
Leonard Fournette, in my opinion, is the
Liability.
most overrated running back in the
Okay.
NFL. Because I have seen him...
But he's even overrated. Is he better than Nick Chubb?
No, he's not.
overrated.
No, he's not.
Because
He
I've
is,
seen...
but that's okay.
I've seen Leonard so many times go into the fourth quarter with under 20 yards and then break a 50-yard run and be like, "Oh, I had 70 yards and a touchdown." And it's, well, you were down 35-0,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
put the backups
Barry
in, and you
Sanders
broke
had that
off.
problem his whole
Right.
career.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Derrick Henry.
Derrick
Derrick
Henry,
Henry.
yes.
All right, so we're at 10.
Derrick
And
Henry's
maybe
definitely-
Josh Jacobs. That's the only one I could think of.
Josh
Maybe
Jacobs, that's 11. Now, the Broncos do have 2.
And Lindsey and Melvin Gordon.
Yes, they have 2 guys.
We got to see how Melvin Gordon bounces back now.
But Melvin Ingram was great, and Lindsey was also great, which is why I was surprised that
Lindsey is very underrated, too. I like Lindsey. I don't know ahead of Chubb, but I do like him.
Lindsey's numbers actually may be better, bro.
He's got 1,000 yards the last 2 seasons, right?
He's at a
And I know
1,000.
you like receiving, so his receiving stats might blow him out of the water. I get that.
Yeah, I
Well,
got.
dual
I'm still
threat
taking
makes a
Chubb over
difference.
both of those
Yeah,
guys.
I'd still take Chubb too. I think when it comes down to it, we get around 12 guys with about 3 to 4 arguments.
I think he has an argument to be like 8, but he also has an argument to maybe be like 11.
I think he's in the convo between Alvin, Dalvin, Josh, and Joe. That's
mad at that.
That's the area I see
Yeah, I'm
him
not mad
in.
at- and
the
it's
back
only his
half of
second
the
year.
10. Yeah, it's only his second year, but he was second in the league in rushing.
Right.
And he had eight TDs.
By the way, Philip Lindsay, 2 years in the NFL, both years over 1,000 yards rushing, 9 and 7 for touchdowns. Not very many receiving yards. Not very many. Let's see, touchdowns, receiving 1. Not many receiving touchdowns. But he's got over 1,000 yards. Very comparable to Chubb. So that's not really a a kicker for me as something like, oh my God, I gotta have this guy. Melvin Gordon.
MIA last year.
MIA last year. I'm not taking Melvin Gordon over Chubb now.
So wait, would you take Austin Eckler over Chubb? Because Austin Eckler's big in the receiving game, and his numbers are similar to Kamara's.
By the way, I love Eckler.
Oh, I like him a lot too.
Love him. I would take, personally, as I've seen him, so Chubb right now would be 12 on our list. We
With
have,
some arguments, yeah.
Yeah,
we have 12 guys, not 15. I mean, but
yeah,
but
we get
Kerry,
it.
but
He
Kerry,
took Devin Singletary and some other people.
Yeah, I mean,
Kerryon Johnson. No, I'm
yeah,
kidding.
yeah. I mean, no, he took every. I mean,
Like
listen.
I said, I have a hard time taking him in the top 10.
I mean, it
That's
seemed
why
like
I put him
it seemed like you had a hard time taking him top 20.
No, I said he's top 15. I didn't say he was top. I didn't say he was top 10. I said he
Bro,
was top 15.
we were at 12, and you said
You were rattling off some names.
and you still were rattling off names. You said Singletary, you said Montgomery, you said Drake.
I
You
would
were-
definitely take Singletary.
You were like,
My man's at like 16
Can
now.
I see Devin Singletary's numbers? I have not seen Devin Singletary's numbers over last season. Because last time I checked, they went and got Stephon Diggs, so they don't have to run the ball as much with Josh Allen, who was their leading rusher.
oh, Singletary was nice, man.
Right. But are we
For
going to
first
sit here
year.
and talk pure numbers, or are we going to talk
No,
who's
no.
the better running back?
No, by
But
the
at
way,
the end of the day, isn't it about production?
listen, Devin Singletary. He started the last 12 games of the year.
Right.
All right. In 12 games, 775 yards on only 151 attempts, so he averaged over 5 yards a carry. 2 touchdowns. He had just about 200 yards receiving in 12 games. The guy was nice, man. Here's the problem, though. He fumbled. Not a good stat, bro. Fumbled 4 times. I don't want that in a running back. So Singletary, I'm out on
Oh, that's a
that.
bad stat.
Right.
That is
I'm
a
out.
bad stat.
But
I'm out on
but
that.
I think that's if you take the fumbles out, isn't that what Nick Chubb does? Because Nick Chubb's run over 5 yards per carry, and he gets about 8 touchdowns.
But by the way, I didn't take Singletary over Chubb.
Oh yeah, no, I
Okay,
know
yeah,
that. I know.
yeah.
That. I'm just still on that idea.
What is Nick Chubb's career average over his last 2 years? What is his
I think
average?
it's 5. I think it's 5.1 because I think he ran for 5 and 5.2.
Yeah, career average. Yeah, 5.25. So it's 5.1.
All right, it's still a great average.
No, it's a great.
No doubt,
Listen,
no
I mean,
doubt.
for me, Chubb's success comes off of the fact that Baker Mayfield has all the tools in the world to be successful, so defenses cannot play up. But Baker Mayfield's inability to get the ball to them has hindered their ability to win, which makes Nick Chubb's success even better because Nick Chubb is like, all right, well, you got to worry about Landry and Njoku and Odell Beckham, right?
Right.
You got to double cover, so you cannot stack the box,
Right.
right? Like at different times, the problem is a guy like Sam Darnold, dude, there's 8 guys in the box on this guy.
Well, yeah, because he has no receivers.
No
to throw to you.
receivers.
It's just Jamison Crowder.
That's it. So Sam Darnold is down.
Le'Veon Bell last season.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And it sucks because you see a guy like that. And listen, for me, I'm a USC fan in football.
I'm sorry.
Me too. I mean, I wasn't when Pete Carroll was there and we were doing
Right.
great things. Now I am, but we're rebuilding, man. All right, relax.
But
But
the new QB, I
yeah,
heard he's a
we-
prospect. I don't
we-
know his name, but
listen, we have a new everything with no football. They closed it down this year. So, that's good. So for me, I'm definitely I'm more of like that. I think Sam Darnold's all. He's going to be awesome. I do.
I agree.
I think he's going to be awesome.
I think
thought
he
he
has all the
should've-
talent. But as a Jets fan,
He
I
should
want to
be.
see it. I want to see it.
No.
But
But you
I like him.
You can though. He gives you snippets of it because the guy throws flat-footed 60 yards.
oh yeah, no, the throw to Jamison Crowder against the Ravens last year, put it right in the back
Bro.
of the end zone, similar to Carson Wentz's throw
He's
against the
filthy.
Redskins.
He's filthy.
He's nice.
He's young, dude. The guy's 22. Young.
He is. People do sleep on that.
He's
If
young.
if he gets developed the right way and can develop it without getting the hell kicked out of him, he'll be fine. But it all comes down to everything. How many quarterbacks have we seen that flopped because they weren't treated the right way in a system or had the right protection or had things behind them? We've seen guys become head cases because, management failed them.
No, I mean, listen. That's
Yeah.
that's how.
Jamarcus
Yeah, that's how it
Russell had
works.
all the talent on the planet, but he turned out to be useless.
I mean, bro.
But I'm talking about people's feelings. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
you guys are cut from the same cloth. I mean, look, it's for me, listen, it's semantics because
Right.
Tony Romo never had a defense ranked better than 15th. But
100%.
but he always, everyone would always blame him, but I always say this story, always. What summed up Tony Romo's career of how people viewed him was a game he played against the Broncos.
Oh, different game.
And when Peyton Manning broke the all-time touchdown record that year, they were in Texas. Romo throws for 5 touchdowns and 505 yards. Okay?
And loses the game.
Peyton Manning threw for 525 yards and 5 touchdowns. The Dallas Cowboy defense gave up 52 points. Romo put up 48. When the game was done, they lost 52 to 48.
48.
They said it was Romo's fault. They gave up 52 points. And this is exactly what happens. So what happens is anybody who steps up to be somebody in the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, this is unfortunately a monster of his own creation. When you want the limelight, all your players are going to get the heat. Unfortunately, right? But this is the
That's
best.
it.
This is the best part about being a Jets fan, because the Giants are always the big brother, and Jets kind of not that they expect to suck, but they don't get the.
But they
scrutiny.
hang on the fringe.
See, I I get it, but I also disagree a little bit because you also said a few weeks back that if a free agent was thinking about going to the Giants or the Jets, they'd go to the Giants 9 times out of 10. And I feel the Jets are the ones that usually get the free agent guy, but the Jets are usually the one that have the poor coach or the poor management and mismanage it, and we end up getting more scrutiny because of how we've constantly failed through our ownership with the Johnsons and our poor GM hiring. So I agree, but I get it. I get a lot of people see the Giants as the big brother, but I think the Jets end up getting more scrutiny just because we go after the big name and usually don't hit.
Who would you say is our big names that the Jets got over the Giants when the Giants looked at them?
Oh, are you saying over the Giants?
Yeah. That because you're saying that the Jets would go after a big name, right? So here's the thing.
I feel like they don't look at the same guy though a lot. I feel like that doesn't happen often.
They don't. The reason why is because
the Giants go after lower profile guys. Like you get James Bradbury, Nate Solder, Golden Tate, Deion Lewis, guys like that. And then the Jets go after Le'Veon Bell, C.J. Mosley, Avery Williamson, Tremaine Johnson, guys like that.
I mean, listen, the Giants now are a different franchise, right? Both teams are different now. Than what I grew up watching. The Giants to me are a team that builds from the defensive line out, and that's why the Giants won their Super Bowls.
Right.
So when you look at a Giants team, they brought in Plaxico Burress and they won a Super Bowl. And Terry, you with us? Mel Kiper? Oh, we lost him. Okay. Mel's
Mel did his thing.
Mel's off on another draft board somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. By the way, Terry, love you, and I appreciate you calling in. It was unexpected, but dude, the fact that those names that you rattled off,
A little unexpected.
A little disrespectful.
Mind-boggling.
Well, yeah.
They were in a bottle, trapped. Okay, it's crazy to me. But listen, I mean the Giants and Jets. The Jets are irrelevant to me, as I'm sure the Cowboys are to you, right? They're not in the same conference. It doesn't matter. The only time we'll ever see each other is when we play once every 4 years or in the Super Bowl.
Last season I was at the game, so
was
I saw that.
So was Terry. I went with Terry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great.
And you know, but that to me, that game to me showed what I told everyone. Sam Darnold's talented. I'm a USC fan, so I know. And the Cowboys are the most poorly coached team, and Jason Garrett's gone. And the fact that Prescott could not throw for a touchdown, and once again, you're talking about an upper echelon QB who couldn't throw for a touchdown. Sam Darnold went up against a very good defense and was able to make plays when he needed to.
Right.
So the fact is when you're talking about people that need to make plays or who's what.
I think you're a little hard on Dak though, because I think Amari quit on you in the first half. Amari did not play the majority of that game, and Zeke dropped a touchdown.
Yeah.
Zeke had a touchdown, and he dropped it. And I also think Jason Garrett's play calling to have Dak run a QB power against Jamal Adams at the 5-yard line might be the dumbest call I've ever seen. So you're right. I don't put Dak in the top 10 conversation.
He's not.
No,
At all. I don't put him close to that. I might have him near top 20. But like you said, to get that money, he has to show up in those moments. But I also think you could look at it and say, while Amari was hurt, didn't he play the next week?
Yeah.
And that's been a constant question about Amari Cooper. Like, does he quit on his team a lot? And I don't know the guy. I don't want to question that. But I'm saying that comes up.
Back to the millennial stuff. If he's a sissy, he's a sissy, bro. You got to call a spade a spade. Sorry. If you're a quitter, you're a quitter.
See, I avoid saying stuff like that because if Amari Cooper was at my front door and said, I heard you called me a blank, I'd be like,
you might back down.
You know what? Maybe you're not because you showed up here. So
nah, if Amari Cooper's at my front door, I'd let him know.
I respect that. I
would look at Amari Cooper and say, catch the damn ball. Play the game. You get paid $100 million. You're a fairy. That's what I tell him. I look right in his eyes. I tell my wife to cover my daughter's ears. I say earmuffs. I said, Amari, you make me sick. Play the damn game. That's what I tell him right to his face, and he would say, damn, I should probably play the game.
I like that.
Or
okay, but you know what happens after that? Cash money. So
right.
so either way, it's a win-win for Johnny boy. So, bro, after I'm done recovering from my black eye and my broken nose, bro, you're giving me a lot of money. You know what I'm doing? I'm still coming back on my show, and I'm still saying, bitch made. So it doesn't matter either way, bro.
Right, I respect that.
I'm out here.
I respect
it.
that.
I'm out here.
That.
OG.
I'm out here. So
OG style.
that's it, dude. That's it, bro. You grew up at a time, like I said on the last show, where mama jokes were first. Okay? If you didn't have a good mama joke, you're out, dog. You're not even in the circle.
That's a fact.
It was
You're
a
not
TV
even
show.
in the circle. First thing you'd say to somebody is, yo, your mama's something. Bang, hit them with it. And if it was soft, they'd be like,
Boo, get him out.
This dude's
"Get 'em out.
weak.
You're
Get 'em
whack,
out.
bro.
Yeah, for
Weak
real.
sauce." Right? So you got to hit them with something good. And that's like your hello. Once the hello is done, then you high five, you hug, whatever. Then you would hit them with another joke. Like, yo, tell your mom I'll be over later. You know, and they're like, oh, funny. That's cool. I was already with your mom before, right? So,
Yeah.
like, that's how it is.
I feel that.
So Amari Cooper comes to my door. I dare Amari Cooper to come to my doorstep. Amari Cooper quitting on his team. But I like Amari. I'm not even, listen, the person I blame for that game, Gallup missed 3 wide open passes. But you know why? You know where they were? They were sailed up high. Bro, let me tell
Yeah,
you.
Dak didn't play good that game. He didn't. I'm not going to sugarcoat
Bro,
that.
last year, okay, there's a stat. I got to read you this stat, bro. And these are things that I go by that are, to me, like next level stats. So there's a stat where it's like bad passes. I got to see what they call it exactly. I don't want.
What was it? We talked about it last time.
We did. It's
Yeah. It's when you miss a receiver by a certain amount of yards.
yes. I'll find it, man.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
But Dak was leading everybody.
Was by far.
Yeah.
And by the way, against teams over 500, he was 1-7.
Yeah,
This is to me. When I look at it, when he's a great leader, great guy. Like this is actually not a jab at him personally. This is a jab at him as an NFL player.
Yeah, no. 100%.
And the fact of the matter is I don't know if you've ever looked at Dak Prescott's stats in total. Bro, Dak Prescott finally threw for over 22 touchdowns in a season. Finally. Dude, guys like Trent Dilfer had better seasons with him. Jeff Garcia,
I agree.
Tannehill had multiple better seasons than him. His backup, Andy Dalton, had better seasons than him.
See, my thing is, I put him in that category of player, though. Like, that's right. I put him with the Kirk Cousins and the Jared Goffs. And the guys I don't think are that good don't deserve that money. But they're starting QBs. At the end of the day, they're starting QBs for teams, but they're not franchise QBs. Like, I'm not going to invest, like, what the Vikings just did, paying Kirk Cousins $99 million over 3 years. That's a little high. Paying Tannehill what he just got, way too high. Paying Jared Goff what he got, way too high. So Dak sitting here and asking for the amount of money he's asking for, I get why they won't pay him.
Of course.
So that's my point with him. It's a starting QB, not a franchise QB.
But hear this out. So the Rams think to themselves, Jared Goff, in his second year in the league, 28 touchdowns, 3,800 yards. Third year in the league, 4,700 yards, 32 touchdowns. Fourth year in the league, 4,600 yards, 22 touchdowns. Okay? So 38, 47, 46, 28, 32, 22. Bro, I'm begging the gods, the football gods in heaven, to have one of these seasons.
I get it.
Not to mention he has literally one of the best all-around weapons in football. Like, O-line is top 5. Receiving core, top 5. Defense. He has everything.
And the funny thing
what
is,
more do you need?
And the funny thing is, Jared had that when he was
Jared
putting
had
up those
the
numbers.
Super Bowl year.
But Jared had that. Jared had
Yeah.
a great
Yeah,
receiving
yeah.
core, and Jared had Todd Gurley, and he had a good old line. But
But their numbers are still better than Dak's. So
exactly. You can make an argument that Jared's better than Dak. But I mean, Jared's throwing it 600 times a season.
By the way, and
Yeah.
by the way, and the reason why I really love Jared is because he came out and said that he would do some very bad things to the head coach's girlfriend because she was a smoke show, and that takes a big kahunas.
That does.
Big kahunas.
Oh, he's the first overall pick, man.
can do what he wants.
Yeah, come on.
Do what he wants.
Say what he wants. Do what he wants.
Very LA. Very
Yeah,
LA.
very
Jared
LA.
Goff is very
Yeah,
LA.
he
Very
is.
LA.
He is.
By the way, they're probably dating the same girl. Very LA. So I got to ask you, NHL's here. You're a big Islanders fan, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Up 3-1 against. By the way, Colorado, my pick, up 1-0. 13 minutes left in the first period. Boston's up 2-1 at the end of the second period. 1 period to go. Boston advances if they don't give it up. Crap the bed. Philadelphia, Montreal later. St. Louis, Vancouver later.
Tampa won today, right?
Tampa won. They finish out 4-1.
Columbus.
Islanders up 3-1. Could have been a sweep. They were up 2-0.
It could have.
Gave it away.
What happened? I watched the whole game last night. They thought it was over. We're still like, age-wise, when you take the whole roster into consideration, you have guys like Johnny Boychuk, Nick Leddy, Andy Green, older vets that make the age go up. But we're still a younger team that only has really last year's playoff experience.
Yep.
So I think they scored and they thought the Caps would sit down, forgetting
They got to
that-
learn how to finish games.
Exactly, and they forgot who Alex Ovechkin and TJ Oshie and guys like that were. And, it happens. I mean, you were up 3-0, so I'm not panicking, but I need them to play good next game. I need them to close them out in 5, assert our dominance, and let people know that we are a cup contender right now. We're playing amazing.
If Capitals win, what happens?
If Capital win, what happens?
trouble.
I'm nervous.
He's sweating.
trouble.
I'm
He's sweating.
nervous.
You're in
I'm
trouble.
nervous. I'm not sweating, but I'm nervous. Because then if Nick Backstrom comes back for game 6,
I've never met a guy who's nervous and doesn't sweat. You can't trust those type of guys. Okay.
Psychos.
but my thing is we gotta talk about the Rangers, man. I think you're being a fan sometimes with them. I don't know what
How?
you're talking about with
How?
the you said with Carolina that you didn't see what they were and compared to the Rangers. And I get it. On paper, the common fan might not see it, but I hold you to a higher regard, man.
But I said on paper, if you looked at the team, I said that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm saying on paper, if you look at it, you're gonna say something.
And
but
I said that.
Carolina,
saying?
I'm saying that Carolina at the end of the day,
I don't do hockey.
I'm very confused. I'm very confused.
I'm saying that Carolina at the end of the day, they were the only NHL team that was top 10 in power play and in penalty kill.
Yeah.
Andrei Shestankov, I think that's his name, Sebastian Aho, and Teuvo Teravainen combined with John Slavin. I get their goaltending was questionable with Mrazek, but I don't see how you didn't see that team as a Rangers fan and not think this is a tough matchup where we really need to show up.
Because Rangers during the season dominated them, number one. Number two, that I look and I say, Aho, okay, I get it. Very young, emerging star, great player. Their top 3 are nowhere near our top 3. Kreider, Zibanejad, and Panarin.
Panarin.
No way. So when I think of playoff hockey, I think the stars rise to the occasion. Ours didn't. Therefore, we got our ass kicked. And we deserved to not be there. So when your star players do not show up,
Okay.
you shouldn't be there. Carolina, with all due respect, now is about to get crushed in this series 4-1.
I think losing, what was his name? I said it before. I think it's Shestankov. Shestankov. Losing him was powerful. Like he
course.
is their second. He is their second to Aho. Clearly, him, Teravainen, and Aho were above 60 points this season, and they go through their defense a lot. And I think Boston they had trouble with Boston last year in the conference finals. I know Rask isn't there, but Halak's a good goalie. He played for the Islanders for years. So I know he's a good goalie.
I get it. Listen, I'm not questioning the mindset. I'm just telling you that what you said to me is exactly what I said. Right? You said you're a bit of a fan, but then went back to say on paper, and I said on paper, right? So we said the same things, but okay, we'll pass that. So I agree with you, bro. I'm telling you, the Rangers are not the same team. I think the Islanders are a better team right now than the Rangers.
Okay.
I think that they're a much better team than the Carolina Panthers. I think we underperformed. Our stars did not rise to the occasion. And I assumed that the cream always rises to the top. The cream that we have was not ready yet to rise to the top. Whereas in Long Island, currently they're showing that they're ready to step up right now and do what they have to do. I'm going to shift it over before we get out of here because I do want to ask Tom a question and get him in. He's not a hockey guy, so I'm going to shift.
No hockey from
I'm going to shift. I'm going to shift over to basketball.
Oh, now we're talking.
Okay, basketball. Any better player in the world than Damian Lillard?
Right now, it's hard. The man, I think you could say now he's the second best point guard in the NBA. Listen, Steph isn't here. Steph isn't here, and he's not playing. Steph is still the best point guard in the NBA. since he's not playing, I guess we could say Dame's the best playing. But overall, he's the second best. But what he's doing right now is incredible.
Dame is the best player, period.
Okay. I know he's going off, but we're going to see.
Are we saying in the bubble or overall?
No, period.
No. Listen, I'm a big Dame fan. Dame Dollar, Dame Time, all of it. I love it. And are they the best 8th seed
By the
ever?
way, I don't love it. I hate all the rest. I love them on the basketball court. Go ahead.
The eighth, are they the best 8th seed?
Ever.
They're so talented.
Of all time.
Dame, CJ, Melo, Nurkic, Whiteside.
Collins.
They got,
Collins didn't even
They
play
have
last
ballers.
night. Didn't even play last night.
No, that team's stacked.
like, I saw them like, well, the Lakers don't want to play them as the 8th seed.
So you
But check it out, Lakers in 5.
you and I no, that's, I mean it's Lakers, but I'm going to ask you this. You and I talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron or Jordan, right? So let me ask you something. I say LeBron James is the greatest of all time.
I agree.
Okay. If LeBron
disagree.
James gets ejected out of the first round this year with Anthony Davis and
Yeah,
LeBron
it hurts.
against an 8th seed,
It hurts.
is there a conversation anymore?
No, he's out.
That's,
out.
I think
He's
he's
out.
out.
He's out.
And it hurts me to say because I'm a big LeBron guy.
Me too.
It hurts me to say. And I don't think they're at danger. Everyone needs to listen, the Magic beat the Bucks. Do we think the Magic are going to win?
I'll tell you what.
No,
you know what?
stop.
You know
They
what
beat the
bothers me?
Raptors last year,
no,
too.
No. You know what bothers me is with Jonathan Isaac
Yeah.
on the court and how they're
Yeah,
playing.
he's
and
such a good young player.
I actually think with his defense, the dynamic
On
is
Giannis.
different.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
really do.
100%. It's
I
a
really
different-
do.
Different series with John
Well,
Isaac.
hasn't Jonathan Isaac and Aaron Gordon been out?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what we're
Jonathan
saying.
Isaac torn ACL, and
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon is injured. So that's the thing. I mean, listen, they're not going to win another game. I'm actually a
No.
Magic fan.
Yeah, he's a Magic.
Oh,
fan.
really?
Yeah. Back to
so-
Shaq and Penny.
Shaq and Penny.
Yeah.
I actually have a framed Penny Shaq, a Hardaway Shaq thing, framed jersey thing case. But
Listen, Dame's balling. I love it. I love seeing it, but they're not beating the Lakers. I'm still saying Lakers in 5. That's what I said before the series.
Dame's the greatest player in the world. Listen, guys and girls, Dame's the greatest player of all time. But first and foremost, we do have to. I have to somehow hijack an hour from my guy Sal Angeletti, so we can get you guys on for a 2-hour segment and really
I know.
and really run this.
This was a great last hour.
Really run this. Absolutely. By the
Yeah.
way, I was
Oh, this was great.
I was elated to have you guys join me today. I knew it was going to be a great segment
Mm-hmm.
because there's so much to it, right? And there really isn't in top 5. There's no wrong answer.
No.
Right.
Because
you're
so many
naming-
options.
It's forget it.
Yeah, Right. yeah.
Any of the things we
Right.
named, I'd love to have.
All historic teams.
I'll figure out the rest.
Yeah.
So it would be great. So I appreciate you guys joining me here today. We will definitely do it again in the future, and we will 100% do it for longer.
Yep.
Guys and girls, I have both members, the dynamic duo from
Yes, sir.
Brofluent on here, Tom DiFilippo, Eric Sika. Check them out. They have their own YouTube channel. They do it via Zoom now, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Just
And-
posted today.
Just posted today, so go check them out. Good content on their page. Obviously, Tom's been here 3 times as he reminded us he is a veteran here now
He's a vet.
on the show, and his place is right by my side. And,
sir.
And Eric, it was great to finally meet you.
100%.
Instead of going back and forth via a screen and through Tom via text.
Right.
So it was great to have you on. You guys are more than welcome
Appreciate it, man.
anytime to come back on. So check them out. Brofluent. They have some great content. But for me, Wednesday, August 19th, your boy John Intel on HamiltonRadio.net. Get the app. Listen on Channel 2. Simulcast on Facebook. This is my sports radio with Brofluent. We're out of here. I'll see you in 6 days, 22 hours. Talking baseball. Sal Angeletti comes on next. MSR's out. Catch you later. All right.
Fantastic.
That was great, man.
Dude, what's up? You don't show up to work anymore? What's going on?
You're rocking with the newest radio show on Hamilton Radio, My Sports Radio.
Deals. And Bonds hits one high.